What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Talks with Kat, featuring today designer, creative, fashion trendsetter, and fashion guru, Tifffanyhelena. Hi, girly.
Hey, babe.
You look so cute, though. I was going to tell you that. Well, I told you through text, but I had to make it a public service announcement. You look so cute.
Thank you. You look cute as well.
Thank you.
I love the bows.
Yeah, it took me like a long time trying to like figure out how to like not make it look, with the natural hair, it's a little hard.
Nah, it looks cute though.
Thank you. I'm so excited to have you on. I know we like briefly met at an event, but we didn't really get to talk, and I don't feel like that was like the right setting at all. It was very like it wasn't it.
But you did that though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
It was a lot of people there, so I was like, oof. But
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people popped out. I was so excited to even go there. I was like, nah, I have to be there.
As soon as I came across like your social media, I was like, oh, I love everything she's doing. Like, I love what you represent, what you advocate. I was like, we have to connect. So I'm really glad to have you on with, Talks with Kat. You are the fourth guest, the second girly. So, but I just want to jump right into it because, like I said, I love everything that you do. I love what you advocate. It seems like you're working 24/7 just by the looks of social media, not anything like in personal. So I just want to know, like, how do you handle everything that you're working on? And we are going to get into like the businesses and everything you're doing, but how do you handle and prioritize everything?
That's a great question. And if you have the answer, let me know, because it's hard.
Yeah.
No, it's really hard. I'm still trying to figure out how to even manage everything that I do. But I honestly like the most basic, like I write everything out, plan it out, schedule everything. The hardest part is the fact that I'm the overseer of everything.
Yeah.
There's not somebody just giving me a schedule, so I have to literally plan things out. But I just, plan as people, reach out to me, like whether it's for like shoots and stuff. And then I probably put my business first.
Yeah.
And then whatever days I have that I'm not taking care of stuff for my clothing brand, I'll like fit people in. But it's still, a challenge. Like,
yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's not. I can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, I do this. It's hard.
Yeah,
and
it is.
I'm still really trying to come up with like a good system while also being able to take care of myself, because like you said, I really do work 24/7.
And it seems that way.
Yeah,
So.
and it gets tough. But honestly, I've been like feeling as though I'm at a point right now where I've been working so much that I really, really feel like I need to rest.
Yeah.
And part of my faith that we're probably going to get into later is like God is honestly telling me to rest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like if I didn't have God, it would be even worse. But yeah, it's still
it'll be
figuring
harder.
it out.
Yeah, it'll definitely be harder. I feel like there has to be like a work-life balance where like you still remember like I'm a human. I have to like take a vacation or take a couple days off without it feeling so much pressure to like work 24/7, which is a culture that has been instilled for a long time, but now it's like everyone has to be an entrepreneur and you have to have like 10 businesses and you have to work this and do that. Like if you're not actively doing something, it feels like opportunity is lost.
Yeah, you feel like a failure. I was actually talking to my best friend about this, and that's like, I don't know if it's like an American thing though.
It has to be.
Because like I said, like I'll be in DR, everybody chilling,
drinking.
Like, yeah.
I'm like, wow, like y'all just wake up and just let the day just.
Yes,
yeah.
as soon as you hop off the plane, you back in the US, it's like work.
Yeah.
And then if you're not, you could literally work nonstop. As soon as you're not doing anything, you feel like you're so behind. That's horrible.
It's a really, really terrible feeling. And I struggle with that a lot. Like even last night I was working on a project that I have to do, and it was hard for me to turn my computer off. Like my computer had to die for me to like be like, okay, let me actually go take a shower and get into bed and like unwind. And it's hard because it's like I don't want to not put my all into things, and I know you can relate on that. So putting your all into things, I know that you do that with your business as well. So let's talk about it. It's Unborn. So for those who don't know what the business is and aren't familiar with it, what is your best way to describe it? Like, what is Unborn?
So Unborn is a brand that I came up with out of high school. I was about 18 years old when I actually started to, do my research on clothing brands in general. And then I didn't have the name at first. It was actually going to be named Virtual Lover. I was just experimenting and stuff. But then I eventually came up with the name Unborn. And when I wanted to start the brand, I wanted it to represent something deeper than, the fashion, but
Right.
of course incorporate my style and stuff into the brand. But I knew that I did not want to go to school, unfortunately. So
No, don't say I'm
yeah,
no.
well,
I
I have mixed feelings about school. But if you go into school, stay in school, do your thing. There's nothing wrong with school. But if it's not for you, then it's not for you. But it wasn't for me, so I decided to, start my brand, and it was like a real challenge starting because there wasn't people around me that was able to help me.
Right.
Like me now, I'm able to help people, which I feel like is the best thing about the journey. But Unborn overall is a brand that I want to represent like the youth in the future and just young creatives being able to make it out while also creating cool pieces to show like you can start from the bottom and then make it to the top while, learning as you go and putting out actual good quality and fire stuff while also, being for the people.
Yeah, I love that. Wow. And coming straight out of high school, starting your brand, what was that process like?
It was crazy. Well, because I don't have a normal life timeline at all whatsoever. Like, I moved, like, straight out of high school, I moved to another state.
Oh, wow.
On my own, no family. So, like, while I was in that transition is when I was, finding myself and, pursuing this clothing brand and all this stuff. So, there was a lot of different bumps that was, along the way. But I just really had to just start somewhere.
Yeah, and keep going.
Yeah, and keep going. Like, in high school, I took visual arts.
Like
no,
class?
I took graphic design.
Okay.
So my teacher would teach Photoshop and stuff, but I was not in tune. I was not paying attention. But because I was not paying attention in class, I would like cheat and do the stuff at home.
Okay.
So since I had those skills, I would just mess with Photoshop.
Yeah.
And then because of that, I was able to, take those skills and then incorporate it in my
Into
brand.
your business and everything.
Yeah, when I was, trying to figure stuff out. So I would literally just sit on the laptop and just mess around with it.
I think that's one of the best ways of learning too, like just trying it out for yourself without having the pressure of like, oh, you need to do it for school or stuff like that. You just do it on your own and it's like easier, flows natural, like you learn things on your own. I love that you did that. That's really hard, like coming straight out of high school or like even being in a high school. But that goes to show you thought big. You had bigger plans for yourself.
I still have so many big plans. And I know they're all achievable, especially with God. So I just, even when I feel like giving up, I still have that little mustard seed of faith that keeps me going.
And that's unnecessarily like all you need just to like get you up in the morning to just like take the next steps. And those next steps you take can honestly change your whole future, which is something that I like keep in mind a lot, and that continues to inspire me to continue doing what I'm doing. And speaking of inspiration, what are some of the main key points or things in general that inspire your brand and inspire you to keep going?
Well, honestly, I never like have any specific like person, I guess, but like I guess I'm inspired just by like my life. Like I guess New York is a big impact on my brand and my style, but there's no specific person. And I'm very versatile. Like there's like a lot of things that catch my eye that I can't specifically pinpoint it. So I guess a little bit of just everything inspires me.
So when you're like creating and thinking about like what I want to put out next, like what's that process look like? Because I've worked with a lot of different designers. I have a lot of friends who are designers, and like everybody's version of creating, it's so unique and it's so different. Some people like start backwards, some people start with drawing, some people like have to go to museum. Like it's so crazy the amount of steps that many different people can take. So what's like your process?
Well, you definitely got to stay open-minded because like I said, like I'll be inspired by anything. So as soon as you catch that inspiration, or you can literally be inspired by just anything. But when I'm designing, it'll literally just be like me sitting on my laptop, open Photoshop, and just playing with a whole bunch of different stuff. I have a lot of old designs that I'll probably like go back to, or just like the littlest things will inspire me. Like I was walking on Canal yesterday, and you know those like New York gift shops?
Yeah.
Like they had like the
like the I Heart New York. Yeah.
Like it was like some phrase on a shirt that like I thought to like, you know, switch up a little bit. I wrote it in my notes. Like it's little things like that. So you just have to be open-minded. But I don't have no specific. Nothing is specific about me. I'm very spontaneous.
I like that because that's sometimes like the best way to create and the best way to put out like authentic content, authentic pieces. I think like that's amazing. And when you see like Unborn like 5 to 10 years, like what's the ultimate goal? What is the purpose? I know you talked a little bit about like being for the people and everything like that, but what's the long-term purpose?
Well, long-term, like my big goal isn't even like for Unborn. Like Unborn is just like a gateway to what I really want. But overall, I want to own like a big building and it be like a creative house for like other creators, whether younger, older, to come, or basically network but work together. And there'll be like different like rooms and stuff. They could either like create their own content there, shoot for their brands, and just go there and be inspired.
I love that.
And
building
then the bottom
community.
Yeah, exactly. Building a community basically for like creatives that may not have certain resources. Like I didn't have those resources. So now that I'm like having my own journey, I would love to be able to have a actual environment for those who, you know, have the same dreams and goals that I do. And yeah, I feel like that would be super fire. So that's my bigger picture. And then Unborn I would still have Unborn. Like it will still be like a part of it. I'll have like a storefront at the bottom. Like I have this huge vision for like this huge building, and then I'll have it all cute and aesthetically pleasing.
So stay tuned. We're gonna see that very soon because
amen.
Yeah. I love that. I love when people understood, like, I didn't have this, I didn't have these resources, but I want to make sure that my friends, the community around me have those resources. I think that's fantastic. And I know it's hard because especially like you have a platform that you can use to like spread the message across and like continue to like give a helping hand to others. So kudos to you on that. And if you could essentially put Unborn consolidate into 3 key words, what are some of the words you could think of?
I'd like to say unique. That's hard.
It is hard.
Dang, that's hard. I mainly just say unique. Like, can we just use that?
Yeah, let's just put that in there because that's what it is. But you do handle a lot of different businesses. So it's not just like, as we were talking about earlier, it's not just a clothing brand. I've seen you do a lot of different things. And one of the things that I love you do the most is a safe space. It's like, I immediately gravitated to that before I gravitated to anything else, just because of the message, the purpose, and that, you know, it's just a beautiful space. But I don't want to speak for you. So if you could also describe that to everyone, like, what is a safe space?
So a safe space is a ministry for the youth, and it's definitely something that I know that God assigned me to do and led me to do, because it's not something that I just woke up and thought of. Like everything else that I do, it was like a dream that was just embedded in me since young. But a safe space came about like a year ago from now, and it started with a Bible study actually, but I feel like God is basically putting it on my heart, and my partner Shania, which was also ordained as well, because I didn't know her from a hole in the wall. And when I first did my first Bible study, she came on and I invited her very, very last minute. And when I was speaking to the girls, I shared what I thought, what I would name the group if I were to name it, which was a safe space, and that was something that she also was praying for, like a group, and she had the same exact name.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, so she showed it to me. And at first, like, there was no like hard feelings or anything. Like, she didn't react crazy. Like, when someone like yeah, people could be a little, but she didn't act like that off rip. Like, she still prayed over the group and everything, and then she eventually reached out to me and was like, well, are we supposed to do this together? Like, we have the same name. And yeah, we ended up coming together, and now we're like this. I love her so much. But it's definitely something that I feel like we need these days. So I'm very grateful that God even trusted me to even lead this group, because it is overall just to push out the word of God, the gospel, and to just make an impact in a positive way, because there's a lot of darkness going on right now. So to
everywhere.
be able, like, real bad, and it even says it in the word, so I'm really not surprised, but it's still crazy to
like actually see it happen in real time.
So I lost my thought. Lord help me bring it back.
So when even going into like a safe space, what do you envision for that long term as well? Because I see the vision, I see what you guys are currently doing, but what do you guys want to do long term with that?
Well, long term, we want to definitely like outreach and like start hosting events.
Oh, I love that.
That are not so secular, and just show people like in real time, because there's like a stereotype that a Christian is supposed to look and act
and be a certain way.
And just not just have fun or just be creative. So we definitely want to start, reaching out to the community as well, and just being an example and showing that you can do this and have fun, and like we're all here for each other. Like, you won't be alone. Like, you're not gonna make this decision and just be by yourself, or people's gonna look at you funny. Like, no, like, we're a family, we'll be together, and just to show that like we can have fun. It's cool. Like,
we can have fun over here.
Yeah, exactly.
It just is not the same. Yeah,
real fun. Like, this is real genuine fun. It's not a deception like a lot of people are living in, and it's okay, because I was in that position before. But I'm glad that like the veil was lifted, so that I could see what's.
I think a lot of people struggle with that, and I've been one as well. Like, I've been involved, I guess you should say, since I was very young. About like 7, my mom and family always like been heavily involved in like the church and everything. But as a kid, like, I didn't really understand. I was just kind of like brought to church because my mom says so I'm gonna go. And like, I really didn't understand a lot of it. But now, being an adult and giving myself the power to give myself knowledge of understanding God, understanding the word, and understanding the purpose behind it all, it just feels better. It doesn't feel forced. It feels natural.
Yeah, I was the same way. Like, I felt like there was a point where I didn't want anything to do with church, because I felt like it was forced on me. Like, I was the same person to say, I don't need to be in church. Like, I know God, I believe in God. Why do I have to go to church? Why do I have to read the Bible?
There comes a lot of justification when you're in that like thought process. I used to do that a lot until I realized like, oh, I make a lot of excuses.
Yeah, you like check yourself.
Yeah, until it's like, oh, I am making a lot of excuses. But another thing too is you implement that into everything you do. You don't just promote it through a safe space. You're very vocal about it online. And I don't know, do you categorize yourself as like an influencer, or?
I mean, I never really said, I mean, people tell me like, oh, you're an influencer, and I just know.
I think now when you have a certain amount of followers, people immediately think like, oh, influencer.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah. I think
not
lot of people.
Not everybody is an influencer.
Yeah, but I do feel like you have some sort of influence, especially in a very good way. And like I said, I see you're very vocal about it, and you advocate for it a lot. How do your community and your supporters like engage and reply to that? Because I'd be seeing you at church, and I'd be like, oh my, I love that, because it's like, you don't get to see that as much. And it's usually just like the older generation, like my mom and my grandma.
No, and that's something too. Like, I used to have that mindset, like, oh, when I get older, I'm gonna do this and this. But I'm actually glad I, allow God to change, because this is not on my own strength at all. Because I still be having my moments too. Like, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever be perfect. But at first, when I first started my walk and I first started to post about it, a lot of people were unfollowing me.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people were unfollowing me. And it actually hurt my feelings because it's like I'm literally just trying to spread positivity, the light, do what I have to do. And it kind of like discouraged me a little bit. But after a while, I'm like, I'm not doing this for millions of people. It could be just one person. Like, and that was a revelation that I got. Like, I could be posting and it could just impact somebody and plant a small seed in just one person. And that's all that really matters. And at the end of the day, it's not about like, it's not about me.
Yeah.
So if everybody unfollows me just because I'm posting about God, then they have to go. Yeah. So, but I see now that like there are seeds being planted because like people will just swipe up or just heart my story. Like those little things, like
those little steps. Yeah.
It means something to me and it just makes me happy. But I had to switch my mindset from like posting it and getting feedback or just posting it because of the love that I have for God. So that's what just helps me. But I do see people here and there like loving it and replying or even reaching out for prayer.
I love that.
Yeah. So
because I have gotten discouraged in the past because it's like there's so many people on social media that are just watching you and it's a lot of pressure and also like the judgment that comes behind it.
That's another thing.
It's like I also hate, or not even hate, but like I don't like to go back and forth with people. There's a lot of people who are just like don't understand and then they'll comment and make certain comments and I get defensive about it because it's like
it happens.
Like if you were like understood or took the time to just read a scripture or get more in tune, maybe your thought process or your point of view would be different. But there's also like a big stereotype of, you know, even quote unquote just being Christian, of like we judge others and like, you know, we don't accept everybody. So I do understand why that like stereotype affects a lot of people from opening up and wanting to learn. And I'm glad that you're breaking that generational curse and you're bringing like an opportunity for people to be themselves and just be themselves, honestly.
At the end of the day, first of all, it's not the person and it's not about accepting people. Like we are called to love all people, move out of love, like, but people just lack accountability and a lot of people are just stuck in their ways and they would rather just blame you for and say, oh, you're judging me and this and this. But if I don't correct you, that's not me loving you. That's not me showing that I care for you. So me telling you something about the sin that you're doing, that's not me judging you. That's me literally helping you. But a lot of people don't understand that. And it's actually just bigger and deeper than these people because it's not about like the person. Like we don't fight against flesh and blood. Like it's literally a spiritual realm. So but a lot of people aren't aware of that. So that's why you just have to be careful with how you interact with these people. Like if they give you like a negative reaction, and that's why you can't really go back and forth with people.
I stopped a long time ago. I'm very now like I have a spam and I'm more like open on there because I have like friends and family on there who like know me personally, and I don't have to, not that I even pretend on my like public Instagram, but I can necessarily feel more safe and be more open about it on my like private account. But I'm still vocal about it if we're having conversations or I meet someone new. Like I'm not ever hiding it or anything, but I'm just more content with where I put it at. But I do love to support like a safe space, and I have the playlist downloaded. Like I be getting ready, I'll be listening to it. I love that because it is hard to also like, even when it comes down to music, like transitioning and still like it's something that I still currently struggle with. But like I love that you guys even did that. I was like, add to Apple Music, add very, very quickly.
Well, I'm glad you actually brought up music because I'm gonna be super transparent. I've been listening to like secular music and stuff, and it's definitely affected my faith and how I act. Like it's real. Like I'm gonna be so honest. Like I'll be irritable, like real easy, like mad attitude. I just feel a difference, and people like they'll be like, No, you're crazy. But I literally am
It
experiencing
is true because
it.
I was even talking to my boyfriend about this a long time. Like when listening to even like drill music and stuff, like I'd be like, oh my god, like the stuff is just crazy. Like it'll be like hype when it comes out in the moment or if we're like at a party, but then like when you're listening to that every day about like, you know, I can't even say it because YouTube, you know, but like the stuff that they be advocating and promoting in the music, it's like, wow, like top of the 7 o'clock in the morning. That's what I put on. Like
that's crazy.
That's a little beastie. Yeah.
Nah, but it do affect you. Like even if you don't feel it right there in that moment, I strongly 1,000% believe that it affects me personally.
Yeah.
If it don't affect nobody else, it affects me.
I think sometimes people don't even know if it does, but like once you start to cut off certain things, you'll see a difference.
You see the difference.
Because even like with food, like you could be eating food and then you cut it off, and then it's like, oh, you lose weight or your cholesterol goes down. Like certain little changes happen once you like just take steps to like cutting things off. Like good change can come from that.
Exactly.
So that's where like my mentality is now, like making progressive and like proactive changes to like ensure that long term everything is like benefiting.
Right.
Because it's really easy to take that one wrong route, but keeping your faith through it allows you to overcome these things for sure.
Right.
And I'm sure that you can relate to that because like I said earlier, you don't just do your brand or safe space. I also see you dabbled into a little bit of photography.
Yeah.
And I saw you take pictures of like Mariah the Scientist, like Lil Yachty, Michael Rainey Jr., like just to name a few, but like I didn't even know you were doing that. So like what?
I was actually I started off as a photographer actually.
Wow.
Like
okay.
that was like my little first love. And I still do photography. I have some new photographer friends too that keep me going. Like we be, you know, assisting each other now, which is like such a blessing. I'm so grateful for each and every one of them.
Yeah.
But that was my first thing. In high school, I was put in visual arts, but my uncle, he's big in photography. He got me my first camera and he lets me use all his stuff. I'll be like, give me that. But yeah, he influenced me with photography. And I always loved taking pictures and stuff. In high school, I would have photography class. So I would have to, you know, take pictures. And I even developed my own film pictures before in school, which is super cool.
Oh, like in the like
in the dark room.
Oh, that's so. I've only seen that in like movies and shows, and I always think like, how do they even?
It's like chemicals. You put it in like
that's dope.
Yeah, with
that's
the
dope
paper. It was actually really cool. I still have my prints too. I want to hang them up one day.
Wow, that's fire.
Fire. Maybe my building.
Yeah. Okay. You see.
But that's why I also want that building because like I'm for the photographers too. So.
Yeah, he's a photographer back there as
really?
well. So
y'all
can connect. Up. Yeah, that's amazing. So how do you implement, like how do you keep going with that as well? Like I said, you handle a lot of stuff, like you're super busy, but how do you continue to get inspired to like, oh, I want to shoot this or I want to do this? Like how do you continue to get inspired?
Okay, so for a long time I stopped, you know, the only projects I was doing was for like my brand. So I would be the photographer for my brand. Okay. And I'll, you know, come up with the creative direction and all that stuff. And my brand would just be the main priority. So most of the pictures that you see on my brand page, they were shot by me. Like there's only very few times I collabed, but yeah, that's what I was doing for a little bit. I just recently started, you know, shooting with clients again and helping other business owners come up with content for their businesses. Like I have a few friends that'll reach out to me and help me be like, Tiffany, I only want you to do it. Like I trust you. So I've been, you know, branching out and helping them out. But yeah, I want to actually tap in and creative direct like shoots like for my own portfolio aside from my brand, just to show like
you
the creative side of me.
Because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun, and I do it on the regular, but I'm just not executing like my personal ideas.
Yeah,
you know?
that makes sense. So. That's a lot of fun. I've dabbled into that as well with Latrella as well, so it's definitely a lot of fun. What are some of the shoots you might want to like creative direct? If you want to share.
I mean, there's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot. Like There's just a lot. So
because I be making like Pinterest boards of like
Mm-hmm.
mad different stuff, and then like I'll print them out and like put it together to like this is what I want to do.
I'm actually trying to start printing stuff out too.
It's better.
Yeah, I just shot with a friend of mine for her website. I did an e-com shoot for her. It was Olivia Sade. Shout out to Olivia.
Okay. Yeah, I know
and
her.
she had a binder, and she definitely inspired me with that. She had like her brand name on the front, and she had like, you know, her
Like a whole breakdown of everything. Yeah, I love that.
That was so inspiring to me. So I actually want to get into that.
That's
too.
what we're gonna do next. That's what we're gonna take that little idea and then keep doing that. Cause like I find it easiest for me when like I have everything like laid out in front of me, so I know like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I want it to lay out, and it's easy to just like make little quick changes when you have it like right in front of you. So definitely implement that. Try it out. See if like you like it, because I feel like it'll be beneficial for sure.
I'm definitely gonna do that because I be having so many ideas and then it's so many options, so it helps break it down, narrow it down, and then I could just stick with that. Because sometimes I'll have so many ideas that it'll just delay the process because it's so much and I'm indecisive.
Yeah.
But if I just like, you know, choose something, print it out, and then when you look at something for a long time, it eventually just, you know, manifests. So yeah, I need to do that.
I love that. And what do you envision like long term with photography as well? Because you've already shot some really cool people. Like I was like, I love Mariah, so I was like, oh
No, yeah, she's super sweet.
like
too.
okay.
Yeah, that was actually an event in Atlanta for I don't know what I would call her, but it was a party in Atlanta, and it had a lot of different cool people there. And then I just ended up shooting her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like majority of these like instances, have it been the same thing? Like you're just at an event, you see them, and you're just like,
For the most part,
Yeah.
I'll just be in the right space at the right time.
ooh, it's okay.
Sorry.
Do you see yourself like looking into that like celebrity photography like shooting?
Honestly, like not really. Like it has to be like if they're there, then it happens. But I don't, you know, really have anybody in mind that I'm like, oh, it's a dream to shoot them.
Because I think a lot of like, well, just I'm not a photographer, but from speaking it, like it brings a lot of like exposure.
No, it definitely does. It definitely brings exposure. But because I have this passion, that's not really something that's, you know, on my mind.
Yeah.
But it would be cool. I'm not opposed to, you know, shooting anybody. But as of right now, there's nobody that comes to mind that it's a dream to shoot.
Yeah, like I want to shoot this person. That makes a lot of sense. I think everyone has their own like niche, and there are some people like who specifically like focus on like celebrity shootings, and like I've seen people like camp out of hotels, like kind of like paparazzi, but not really. And I'm like, wow, you're dedicated to get these shots.
That's dedication. But like, I don't know, like it will have to be a project that you know we're collabing on rather than like a quick lifestyle shoot. Like that would be cool for me to like creative direct and like, shoot with a celeb. That would be cool. I wouldn't mind doing that.
I love that. And you know, going into collabs and stuff like that, I also see like on your personal Instagram, you're kind of very heavy on, you know, just your own personal style, promoting yourself and like all that stuff. Before I even dive into that, I've seen you like collab and like partner with like Skims and stuff like, like how, like for those who want to like take a route of that, partnering with major brands and stuff, you know, in that realm, like what are some tips that you can give them?
Well, honestly, you just have to post the content. Like if you're, you know, striving to get partnerships and stuff, you have to use what you have and post. Like put your all into it, be consistent, because they literally just hit me up.
Okay.
Yeah. I was posting and they seen what I was posting. They liked what they seen and they just emailed me, and I was like, I was geeked though. I was like, Skims.
I love Skims actually.
I love Skims.
Like I like the product itself. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, and you like did that whole scenery yourself?
Yeah. I
wow, that was
too.
fire.
Yeah.
What was your inspiration behind? Like, what made you want to do that? I've seen so many different like Skims like partnerships and like collabs, and like they're all so different. Like they're all different. but like what mainly inspired yours?
Honestly, I seen this picture on Pinterest, and it was like a Audrey Hepburn shoot, like inspired shoot, and then it was around my birthday too, and I originally wanted to do that, but I just like merged the two, and just, you know.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, because I see it a lot, like a lot of different, like when brands reach out and they like send you product, they really want to see like that content, that UGC content, or whatever type of content. But I really like that one, so I had to make it a point because it looks so good.
Thank you. Yeah, I like being different, and I like staying true to myself and not getting caught up with like being a copy paste of everybody, because it gets boring. Like, and a lot of people are doing content, and it's becoming a little oversaturated. So you have to find a way to still be, you know, updated while still being different and staying true to yourself, because you want to stand out at the end of the day, because that's what's gonna get these companies' attention.
Yeah,
like,
I also feel like
different.
there's a big difference between like Instagram content and like TikTok content.
Oh, for sure.
I personally love TikTok much better. I feel like I'll be making like videos on TikTok, like just like get ready with me and stuff like that, and it'll feel so like
safe.
Good. Yeah, I didn't want to say safe, but like very safe. And I'm like, okay, because uploading. But on Instagram, I'll be like,
there's so much pressure that like Instagram gives. But I honestly spoke to another creator, and she was like, Instagram, it's not as serious as it seems, and if we like try to like let go of just focusing on how serious it seems and like let it intimidate us, like you'll be able to make it far. Because her advice stuck with me. Like she said, just keep posting, post reels. Her account grew like 100K. Like,
it's possible.
Real fast.
It's definitely possible. Like those reels, honestly, like could really take you somewhere.
No,
but I just get so like,
no, I know. No,
I don't know. Instagram is like, I don't know what's the proper like wording to use, but it just doesn't feel the same.
No, it doesn't.
And I wasn't a TikTok person. Like I genuinely like hopped on TikTok very late.
Me too.
I wasn't, and like I used to, I'm not gonna hop on that. Like
I was against TikTok. I'm like, I'm not making no TikTok. I didn't even know how to use it. It was but I feel like it was more complicated before. I think
it was like a new app, and it came from like Musically. That it, you know, it emerged from like Musically, and I was heavy on Musically. I'm glad that's down though, because that was
your own Musically accounts are on TikTok. No, they're TikTok accounts. I found a whole account. It was my old Musically on TikTok.
I cannot resurface or relive that era. Like I'm good, because that was just so like, just thinking about it is cringy, and like. No, but we needed that type of content to get to where we are today, so it's fine.
Right.
But it emerged from Musically, so I don't know. I just felt more like safe. I be on TikTok heavy, watching like so many different types of like content. My feed is generally like get readies with me. Like I watch a lot of ASMR organization videos.
I just did an ASMR video while I was on the way here.
Really?
Like unboxing stuff.
Oh my God, I love those. I just did one, like I got a new Bible, and I did like an unboxing my Bible, and like it was like a little ASMR, but I definitely need to I love the ASMRs that you could like hear it. Like I'd be like, we should finish an ASMR. I was like, I would love to do a mukbang, but Trell hates them. Like he does not like, he doesn't.
Watching people eat.
He hate, like I was doing it I was watching one night, he was like side eye. Yeah, he did not. So whatever, but I love that type of content. It just feels so like natural and so like, come with me. Like,
but do you see how there's an audience for everything? That's why you just have to post.
You're gonna find your audience. And I'm glad you brought that up, because how did you build your audience of people? Like when did your Instagram platform like start getting to where it is? Like the amount of, how many you have? Like 34, 35?
30 something. It's my account just recently, like this past month, started to grow, because like I was stuck at like 20K for like a little minute, but I literally posted a picture and it went viral, I guess. Like it got 100K on it.
Okay,
like
we're gonna throw that picture in here, because we need to get that even higher. Yeah.
No, but it was just random. Like, that's
Yeah.
why you just have to literally post,
Post.
put your all into it, post it, because you never know. And because of that picture, like, I gained like 15,000 followers.
Wow.
Just from one post.
And you didn't even know it was gonna.
Absolutely not.
That's crazy.
I didn't even like posting. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, just post, because me personally, I didn't like posting, but now that's motivating me to, you know. And from that one post, a lot of other brands have been reaching out to me, sending me stuff. Like I said, the unboxing video.
PR unboxing?
Yeah, it's because so many brands have reached out to me. So, like, but I really, really want to cater to these people. Like, I don't want to just take stuff from people and just have it sitting in my closet. Like, I want to make sure I'm, you know, doing my part. Because, you're sending it to me, but, like, you know.
Yeah, and like, it's a good exchange. You're sending me stuff for me, because who doesn't want free product?
Free especially if it's cute. They've been sending me some cute stuff.
They do. I think like each brand caters to their, like, quote unquote, like, influencer. I would say, like, for example, when I was doing, like, some influencer marketing, like, in my previous jobs, like, we had to really think about, like, who we're gonna send these things to and who's really gonna, like, deliver that content, who fits the niche. So having these brands specifically, like, pick you, it's like, okay, thank you.
That's something I also keep an eye out for my personal brand. Like, when I see people, like, can I see them in my brand, you know? But that's also what helps me with my brand and designing, being able to make something for everyone.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm in a stage, like, a rebranding. So, like, I'm trying to really cater to a wider audience, but still focusing on, like, my own personal style including. So, like, how can I reach a big group of people while also, you know, putting my own touch into it. So that's what's helping me with that.
And going back even to, like, your own audience, those people that are, like, in cahoots with your designs, they like what you're making, what you're advocating for, are naturally just gonna come and support the brand. And not even just the brand, but your own personal, like, growth and Instagram and everything. And, like, going a little bit back to, like, the numbers as well, like, when you reached your first, like, 10K, like, what was that looking like for you? Did you hit 10K or did you just, like, hit? Because one of my friends, like, one day, like, her picture went, like, viral, or was a video or something. She didn't even hit 10K. She went straight to 20.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
that's lit.
Like, I mean, it hit 10K, but like,
it
was
grew
like
faster.
Like 2 days, it was 20K. I was like, oh, wow, okay, great. So, like, when you got to hit 10K, like, how was that? Like, what was your thought process then?
Honestly, that was probably a long time ago, honestly. So I don't really remember too much. But I honestly try not to focus too much on numbers, though, because numbers go up and down. And then, yes, it's cool when your account is growing. That's amazing. Obviously, you want that. But when it's not, you can't let that impact you. So I try not to focus too much on it. So, numbers, they're cool, but it's not like what I want to focus on, because if they go down, then I'm gonna be discouraged and stuff. So I try not to, you know, let
that's a great mentality. And I'm glad you said that, to, like, because I know there's a lot of people who want to take the same route, post a lot, you know, collaborate and partner with brands, and sometimes they might get discouraged because of their numbers or the platform they have. But I've seen people who have, like, 2K and create some, like, crazy content.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not about the numbers. Like, if you have that in you, if you're passionate about it and you're putting out quality stuff, we all have the same platform. So if I could see somebody's post that has 1K, 2K, then I'm pretty sure a big company can see it. So you just have to literally post it and just focus on the quality and content of your work, rather than, like, thinking, like, oh, if I post this, a billion people are gonna see it. Because all it takes is that one person, that one company.
It literally just does.
So
which is crazy. And I hope that everybody watching takes that from the video. Like, if you're feeling like, I really want to do something, but I really don't know if I should, just do it. Like, just try it.
Yeah, do it.
Because you don't know. There's people who go viral even on TikTok for the most silliest videos. And I'm just like, silly. I want to know what you did.
No, so silly. Like,
it'd be anything.
No, literally.
It's literally
anything.
not predictable. And, like, that's what I like about the TikTok platform so much, is like, it's such a big group of people that do like comedy and that do like makeup and this and that anybody's video could just go viral, and then you go from there.
Yep.
Are you only on like Instagram, TikTok as well? Do you have a YouTube?
I do have a YouTube.
Okay.
Actually, I haven't been consistent on it, but I got a new little vlogging camera.
Okay, cute.
So I have like 4 hours of footage that I need to go through that I'm dreading. But I gotta make
editing
time.
is hard.
Yeah.
Especially when
it's
it's
just
like
time consuming.
yeah, when it's like a lot of footage, it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
So
but when I eventually get to that, I'm gonna have like probably like 5 vlogs that I'll be able to drop and be consistent. But that's what I always plan to do. Like capture a lot so that once I have one, I'll be able to post back to back to back.
And while you're like posting those, you're already recording.
Right, exactly. So like I'm ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, I love that. When do you think we could probably expect these vlogs?
Well, I already have a few on my YouTube channel now. So in the meantime, y'all can watch them. My channel name is Tifffanyhelena.
We're gonna link that. We're gonna pop it up so you guys can go. What type of content do you like to put out on your YouTube?
So far, I've only posted like 2 travel vlogs. I went to DR.
I love travel vlogs.
Yeah, I did those. And then, well, I have 2 DR ones, and then I have a PR one. And then I made like a spend the day with a clothing brand owner, entrepreneur,
cute.
and then I showed a little behind the scenes of like me actually going to a shoot and shooting for my website and like linking up with other creatives and stuff like that. So y'all should definitely tap in.
Yeah, I love that. And going back to like your travel vlogs, do you like to travel a lot?
A lot.
Yeah.
I want to travel the whole entire world.
Where have you been to so far besides like DR and PR?
Besides there, I've been to Jamaica. I've been to Mexico. I haven't been to Europe. I really want to go to Europe. Paris Fashion Week just passed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. And there's what?
I
was like, wow.
Yeah, they was going crazy.
Yeah,
like I wish I could have just
experienced that in person. Would be like
we're gonna be there though.
Oh no, yeah, of course.
Oh no,
yeah, we're gonna be there. Yeah.
Catch us, Paris Fashion Week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I also haven't been to Europe. I would love to go there to experience the culture. I have a lot of friends who studied abroad over there for fashion.
That's fire.
And their experience and everything they say is like, wow, that's really a once in a lifetime. Like you at least just have to just go and visit. When we have such a big world, like it's super important to like see what's out there. And what's like one of your favorite things about traveling?
Just like seeing how it is in other places and like their culture, how they just go about things so differently. But the biggest thing is always how like they literally be chilling, like,
which is the craziest. I think it's just New York.
Yeah, maybe,
because even when I go to Florida,
they chillin'.
Like they're chilling. They be in traffic. They just be.
Yeah, maybe it is New
over
York.
Here it's so like it's
fast,
it's
and
like
loud
so fast
and
paced.
busy.
It just, I can't, like mentally I feel overstimulated all the time. But I like that you like to travel. I personally like to travel a lot too. Apart from Europe, is there anywhere else you want to go to?
I feel like Europe is just so big on my list right now.
Where specifically?
Like Paris and London. Like I want to go one place and then do like the train and go everywhere, like a little tour.
I love that.
Yeah, I really.
Do you feel like that will also continue to inspire like your brand and everything?
Most definitely. Or even like running into like probably designers out there.
Yeah.
Well, there's people like on my Instagram that are like in different places, especially a safe space. A safe space is not just New York.
It's international.
Yeah. A safe space is worldwide. There's girls all over the world that are a part of the community and the ministry, which is so amazing to even see. So,
I love that you have such a big community.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. And sometimes it's a little hard to schedule stuff because since there's so many time zones, we have to like pick something that works out for everybody. Sometimes it doesn't work out for some. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we can't really accommodate everybody, but we try to. But it's just so cool to see.
Yeah, like, it is. And that you and your partner, what's her name again?
Shania.
Shania are bringing in all these people is like fantastic.
And she's in Atlanta too. So
okay.
you know, we just the fact that we're in two different places just is cool too.
Do you guys ever like come together in person? Yeah. Okay. I love that. When would possibly potentially be another like Bible study or something?
Well, our Bible studies are normally Saturdays.
Okay.
11:30 a.m. unless we have something else to do or we don't feel led to do it, because we try to keep it as spirit led as possible, because we're not just trying to feed from the flesh or anything like that at all whatsoever. That's not what we're on. But it is scheduled Saturday. It's 11:30 a.m.
I love that. Oh my God.
You gotta join.
I am. That's why I'm asking.
You got your new Bible.
That's why I'm asking, because I'm just like, oh, I sometimes I've done Bible studies with like some of my friends, and like I just told y'all like, oh, I just got my new Bible, like we should do our Bible study. I actually love it because it's just like you learn so much, and it correlates to like life, everything, everything, every type of situation, scenario. You can utilize that to really help you and guide you, which is something that I really, really like to do. So I love that you are putting that together to further. And I like to hear other people's like perspectives and point of views and what they have to say and like what their vision is and just all that. And seeing like God using you as a vessel to speak, which I think is like a big responsibility.
It is. It is but a big responsibility. Yeah. It's not for the weak. For sure. And sometimes, like, if I'm being honest, I feel like there's a little pressure, like, especially having like a platform along with it, because I feel like people start clocking you. And like they say that we're the judgy ones. What? People are so quick to judge you when as you even say that you're a Christian. Oh, you're a Christian?
God,
why your knees showing?
Like, no, I'm gonna agree with that. That's why I sometimes like am very like private about it, because I don't want to be put on like a flashlight now where it's like, oh, don't do this, when it's like we're human and we make mistakes. And I think that's why God didn't make us perfect, so we can understand like repentance, and we can understand like asking for forgiveness,
and at the end of the day, if we were perfect, we wouldn't need a perfect God.
That's that part.
Exactly. And I wouldn't even like we need something bigger than us. We need a God who's also so loving and caring. Like a lot of people are so quick to just say, oh, God's this and that, without actually getting into the word and seeing who he is for themselves. Like God is really a good God. Like he's God. Like can't even say nothing. Like he's above all things. Like who are you to even speak about the highest power? But God is good, and if you don't have that knowledge of who he is, I would just recommend just definitely seeking for yourself before making a judgment, because he is really, really good. And even the fact that I'm saying this right now, because I've been like in a little rut lately where I've honestly like felt the type of way, or I'll be like, God, why am I going through this and that? Like I could still say, even with those feelings, he's still good, like very good. So and the Bible says, seek and you shall find. So.
And I think that's just overall point of life. We're gonna go through good things, we're gonna go through bad things, but really maintaining some sort of faith and belief system, I think, is what's gonna bring people through every obstacle and circumstance. So I think like finding within each and everyone's like personal relationship with God, everyone's gonna get to their destination and find their, you know, their own keen niche for that. But wow, we've talked about everything: traveling, brands, business, everything. There's so much to you, and I want to applaud you for everything that you've done, everything you said. Like honestly, like kudos to you. There's a lot, and I hope that everything in personal and in your life is like also going good, and
thank you.
You know, you're handling that with grace for sure. What are some of the upcoming things that maybe we can expect like within these next couple months?
So right now with Unborn, I'm actually working, like I said, a rebrand, but I have like a collection that I've been working on behind the scenes where I want to be able to incorporate my faith more. So definitely tap into the Instagram, unborn.us. It's definitely like a collection, my first collection where I'm going to really try to put that faith in it while also being super stylish. And then like the direction that I have for it, like the rollout, it's crazy. So y'all definitely
We
have
are
to tap
excited to
in.
see that. Oh, I love that. I'm very excited to see that. So we know where to tap in for the brand for sure. And before I wrap anything up, I love this fit. Like, this fit is so cute. I want to get into it. Can you give us an outfit breakdown?
Okay, so this is just a regular tank from Primark.
Oh, there's a Primark right up the block. I love
Really?
Primark. Yes.
Yeah, I love Primark. Primark,
They be having those deals.
don't sleep on Primark.
Mm-hmm.
My skirt is actually a button up that somebody like redesigned. Like
Okay.
they took like 3 button ups and sewed it together, and I just made it a skirt. And then these are a dupe. These are supposed to be like Y Project.
Yes.
But they're from Amazon.
Yes.
But I didn't even know they was a dupe.
Yeah, I
before
didn't know
got
those were a
them.
dupe either. Like a long time ago, I saw them on Amazon. I was like, oh, I
Yeah,
saw them in,
I
like
seen them. I'm like, fire.
I seen them in so many different like fabrics. I'm like, oh,
yeah, but I
hold
already
on.
got them. So and they're fire still.
Yeah,
But yeah, Y Project. Send me some. Thank you.
and then what about the jewelry? I love the jewelry. It's so cute.
Thank you. This is en route Vivian Westwood, and I think I took this from my mom.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the nails are fire too.
Thanks.
Wow,
I did them.
yourself?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm just gonna have to put in a picture of them because those are fire. Yeah, those are so cute, and I love the girls. I have a pair myself
You
too,
did?
but I don't
You
have
do?
silver. I have gold.
I want a gold one, but I want to add to this one. Like I want to get like
Yeah,
a spacer.
those are
and then the other side.
nice.
Thank you. This is from Ease the Brand. She is a woman based in I think on the West Coast. I don't know exactly where, but she's supposed to be the first woman to put a protective layer in the grill, so like it protects your teeth.
Wow.
Yeah,
mine
I thought
don't
that was
got
so
that.
fire.
Yeah,
so-
I got mine in Brooklyn, and I was just like, "Thank you," and I left. Like it was very quick. So she's putting tender love and care into these.
No, yeah,
Wow.
and I could tell like based on like I don't know her personally, but I could tell based off like her social media, she definitely has that passion for it.
Yeah, because yours look very clean. They look nice. Char was talking about he wants to get a silver one, and I'm like, yeah, do silver. Only because the gold, like, it's really nice, but it doesn't hit the same. I don't know. I like the silver one, and then I like when people get creative and do like pink and like
or
mad
get like
different
the
colors,
stones, the opals and stuff. I want a super fire creative set, but I know it's gonna cost so much that I have to wait.
It is expensive.
Yeah.
It is expensive, but it's worth it.
Nah,
when
it
you're a
is.
fashionista, trendsetter, guru.
Yeah.
You know
how like rappers be getting like chains and
Yeah.
stuff. Like I feel like when I make it to like a point where I'm a little more settled, I'm gonna like splurge on a grill.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fire. I love that. You gotta start designing, putting it together.
You know that TikTok trend where it's like, oh, if I hit the lottery, there'll be signs or something like
No.
that. Oh.
And I was just talking about how I be on TikTok.
It's something like, oh, I won't tell nobody, but there'll be signs, and like my sign will be like
Oh, that's so cute.
iced out.
I'm excited to see that. So I'm gonna look out for the girls. I'm gonna look out for the brand. There's so much to come.
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
Before you about to wrap up, because I wanted to give you your flowers too.
Oh my gosh.
What? This girl, she be putting in work. Like,
Oh my
she
gosh.
be going so crazy. The fact, first of all, you've, reached out to me, for
Yeah, a
other
lot,
business
yeah.
things, and you're very professional.
Okay.
Like, the fact that you're also a beautiful girl,
Thank
like,
you.
you're amazing. You're gonna go very, very far.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. I had to tell you.
Thank
I had
you.
to. And
Oh
I'm
my
very
gosh.
grateful for even being on this. Like, I know, like, you have this cute setup. Like, you're fire, girl. You're gonna go so far.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, as
Absolutely.
soon as I like came across like your platform, what you advocate, just even if I didn't know what you were advocating for, just like your style, like everything, the niche, I was like, oh, she has a keen eye for just like what I like as well. And I was like, we have to connect. And
Yeah.
even
And I'm
you
glad that you
I'm-
reached out. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
really honored. Like,
oh, no.
No, yeah,
Oh my
girl, you're
gosh.
fire.
No, because even when I saw you come out to the event, like I love to see like that support. And I was like, okay, me and her, we
Yeah.
just, you know.
We locked in out.
But I'm so happy that you came on Talks with Kat. Like I said, the second girly, 4th episode. This is definitely one for the books. I hope that everybody watching definitely like took something. You said a lot of amazing things. I'm sure that a lot of people are gonna get inspired, gonna get up and make that content, start that business. They're just gonna get up and do it. Because like I said, you're trend setting, you're definitely fashion guru, creative designer. All that is like minimal. There's so much more to you, and I'm glad that we just got to learn just a little bit more about you. And before we wrap up, is there anything you want to say to everybody watching?
Not really, just overall, actually, the way that I'm able to balance everything in my life is by keeping God first, because it was only through him that I'm able to even be here today. So despite the fact that my schedule might be a little crazy, it's God carrying me through. So I just encourage everybody to just pursue a real relationship with God, not one that you feel like is something that's conditional, because his love for us is very unconditional. So definitely just seek God above all things, and all things will be added to you.
I love that. You heard it here. 4th episode of Talks with Kat featuring the beautiful Tiffany. And that's a wrap. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.